Welcome back to the final part of tonight's show. Adrian Martin is whipping up a sweet treat. So let's get started. It's Guinness and chocolate.
So yeah, so basically what we do is we take I was explaining before the break, we take the Victoria sponge and we break it down. That's basically what you do with most of these recipes when you're trying to make a cake. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to achieve something that's like fudgy, but also like earthy in flavour like Guinness. So that's basically what we did. So we start with the 300 grams of castor sugar and 300 grams of butter. Now, I know you get a headache every time I use the little whiskey thing. So what I've done is I've done it already.
Well, I had you lie down during the break, so I've got over that.
So basically what we do is we whisk that until you get pale and fluffy consistency. So basically the butter almost turns colour. So it goes kind of like white in colour like this. And then what I've done is to save time, because it takes quite a bit of time and a little bit of patience, is you add in your eggs. So we have 3 eggs. So I've added 2, and I'm just adding the last one to the mixture as well. So we go straight in, and you do 1 at a time, and the reason for that is it stops the whole mixture almost from splitting, okay, which happens to a lot of people. Now, if it does happen, don't panic, okay? Because look, for instance, if this splits on me, if you use your whiskey thing, more than likely it won't split. If you use by hand, it can split on you. So look, just work with it.
Is this your way of saying I may have to switch the whisk on again?
No, it's not. It's not. No, you just work with it.
But
right?
you don't have to chuck it. You can
No,
salvage it.
a lot of people panic and they say, oh, no, it's ruined and I'll start again. It's not. Absolutely not. Okay, so what we do is, you can see mine is almost like slightly split. And what we do is we just add the flour and the baking powder, and that just brings it all back
So when you say
together.
split, it starts to look like a scrambled egg,
Yeah,
kind
almost
of?
like scrambled egg consistency. You know,
Okay,
it can
yeah.
happen. Like 9 times out of 10, it happens.
Oh.
It does, yeah. So we go in then with 250 grams of flour. So we just have the plain flour in there. And then we have then just 2 teaspoons then of baking powder. Now, if you want to sieve it, you can sieve the baking powder, or a little tip is just on your hand, go through all the little lumps and straight in, like that.
I thought you said the last time that you didn't really need to
to.
sieve that much because the flour was so fine now in the packet.
No, flour is fine. Baking powder you would. It does have little lumps in baking powder,
okay.
yeah. So what we do is we go through like that, and then you just fold this in.
Yeah.
And that's the most simple little part to it. Now, the end part is like the key for the flavouring to it.
So is that a traditional Victoria sponge recipe then, if you just wanted to leave it at that?
Yeah, what you do is, to lighten it, we always add a little bit of milk. You ever notice that you're looking for a sponge to be like dropping consistency? So you'd add milk to it at this stage. And there you have Victoria sponge. If you wanted to flavour it with lemon zest, it's lovely. And I'll just show you. So basically, don't worry about the flour. So basically, the idea is, okay, so just picture you've whisked this all together. And then what I do is I go in with hazelnut and chocolate spread. So pick your favourite.
Wow.
So go straight in, like that. Okay? Okay. And this is always the worst thing we go straight in.
3.5 minutes to go, so plenty of time.
I have loads of time, yeah. Now, what we do is we mix that in, okay? And then we go then with our Guinness. So that's finally the last process. So instead of adding the milk in at this stage, now we ripple that through. It's like a workout on air, isn't it?
Isn't it?
And this is just 150 ml of Guinness. So what I do is I just open it and decant it into a thing so that you lose all the fizz, basically.
Okay.
So you let it go kind of flat, and then we go in with this. So you add small amounts. So the key to this is
Yeah, it's very
small
little,
amounts.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so small amounts at a time as well. And that's the key to this. Again, if you add too much at once, it can split, and it's a nightmare to deal with then, and then you have to start again. So at this point, you have to be really, really careful with the Guinness.
Okay, so you can get away with it at the first stage, but not this stage.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So what we do is small amounts and in, okay? And you're looking just for a light kind of consistency here. So you can see it almost wants to split, and then when you mix it well, it comes back.
Save it. Is this your own recipe?
Yeah, it is.
I don't think I've heard of Guinness. Well, that's what I was saying. We
haven't heard
love
of it,
Guinness
no.
bread, but I don't think I've had this before.
Yeah, we do a Guinness bread in the restaurant. We do a process with the stout where we ferment it firstly for 7 days. We're very fancy with our fermentation at the moment. Yeah. So we ferment it.
Is this your restaurant that's been listed as one of the top 100 in the UK?
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way. I think that's brilliant.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Just, yeah, we were up for a Katie's. It's like the food Oscars in the UK. We were up for Best Newcomer, a restaurant in the UK, and we just got listed as the top 100 in the UK with Hardens. So it was a great little pat in the back. After like the most weirdest year, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
We know that COVID got in your way, but yeah, it's great to hear a success story.
Well, thank you.
Yours certainly is one, and congratulations.
Well, thanks, man.
It's well earned because you work hard.
Now, so we have the cake tin basically. You just fill this in, very simply. And this bakes. Now, what I'd say to you is if you look at a regular Victoria sponge, every recipe for a sponge goes 180. What I'd say to you is, for this, we drop to 170, okay? So normally 180, this recipe would take about 50 minutes. We drop to 170, go for 1 hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you get a fudgier consistency, and it also goes slightly darker as well.
You're going to have a minute to ice this cake.
That's okay, it's okay. Now, that goes into the oven. And then you get this, okay? Now, it doesn't travel very well, so it doesn't.
170 for an hour, you said.
170 for an hour, lift out.
Yeah.
I should have had this lifted out beforehand, anyway. Onto your board.
Oh, gorgeous.
And then the icing is just equal amounts of butter, icing sugar, and cream cheese. And then you just finish off like a pint of Guinness, basically, on top.
Okay.
You have
all the
cream
necessaries
cheese, butter,
will be
and
there
icing sugar.
if you head over to VMTV.
And icing sugar. You get the
Food,
most
you'll find them.
amazing frosting ever. And I'll take a slice as well for you. But you get the top of the pint of Guinness on top.
Oh, yeah.
So you have the frosting on top. Now let me show you how fudgy it is inside.
Now, hang on. If that's Guinness, you need to let it settle.
Very good.
I love it. Now,
Leave it on the bar counter
so
for
you
a
go
minute.
little slice. Normally I go a bit more frosting as well, but we're just out of time. So we go on top, and it's lovely and fudgy.
Oh, look at that.
It's delish.
Oh, sorry.
Now,
Thank you.
Fell.
have a go.
Clunk.
Look at that. Now, you know that we have to put
wow.
a slice in the freezer for Dr. Alex.
Yes, it's probably still dialed up.
for his next
Have a little
visit.
taste. Oh, wow.
There you go.
Adrian Martin.
Thank you.
Give him a round of applause, please.
very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, that's so good.
Do you want me to take this
Yeah.
one?